Hi folks, thanks for tuning in to another Watson Brothers video. We're here to discuss the stats for April of 2020. We're standing on a gorgeous day at the top of Dilworth Mountain, and as we say, if you're not living the Okanagan, these are the reasons you should be. Ian, talk about those stats.
The stats are hot off the press for April, and frankly, we're not even going to talk about them because the market has completely paused. There's not a shortage of buyers and sellers. They just cannot participate in the market, and when you can't participate, they're not generating any results.
There is business going on out there, obviously, and inventory is staying low right now because people aren't putting their properties on the market. That'll change, which we'll talk about in a second, but there's some fun stuff going on. If you look on the internet, you talk to your friends, they're always, what are you doing to keep yourself busy? Personally, this year, I planted all of my vegetables, all of my flowers from seed. Normally, I go down to the local greeneries and I support them. However, this year, couldn't really do that, so I have grown everything in my living room, much to Chantal's chagrin, and that is going to be going outside this week.
I have become a master baker, and I'm now making bread. However, I am not a birder, nor am I going to become an artist.
So a few things that are going on. Yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. How fun is that? I couldn't go to the big parties that everybody always seems to throw at this time of year, maybe next year. However, today is National Kids Bike to School Day. Nobody's going to school, so we're encouraging you as parents, if you've got a kid, get that kid on a bike, get yourself on a bike, and go for a ride in the sunshine. Ian, it's also National Nurse Day. That's a big one.
And we would encourage you to pick up the phone, email, text somebody that you know is in the medical profession and thank them for what they're doing to help us get through this pandemic.
They deserve a big thanks. So after thanking them, after going for a bike ride, you're probably going to be a little thirsty. One of our favorite days.
National Beverage Day.
How good is that? Three great things going on today. So back to the market though, we watched if we were normally talking here, interest rates are low, you know, we're in the spring markets, there's things happening. That is going to still come back. There is always the doom and glooms that push everybody underground. Oh, what's going to happen with interest rates? Oh, what's going to happen with the market? But history tells us every single time, no matter how bad, how big a blip within the markets, whether it's the stocks, whether it's the bonds, whether it's the real estate, it always comes back. And this isn't a recession per se. We might go into one. That's yet to be seen. However, Ian, there's going to be opportunities coming.
There will be, and that's what Barrett and I are focusing on, is we're in the background, we're working away, and we're making sure that we're completely up to date on the market and where things are going. So if something comes on the market that is going to appeal to a buyer that we have, that we know has said to us, hey, if this comes up, let us know. We're still looking for those, and they are going to come up. So you will get calls and you will get emails from us because opportunities are going to arise.
They always do. Next month, we'll hopefully have something a little bit more concrete and more market analysis for you. But for now, do things that you haven't found time to do in the past. Enjoy family, and we will see you June 2020.
If you need any further information, though, don't forget and don't hesitate to call us 250-712-2222. And Barrett, you want our viewers to check out something.
Watch this yesterday, and I thought it was fantastic. It's a 2-minute video. It'll put a smile on your face, but as well make you go, very interesting. Spend those 2 minutes. See you next month.
Tell me the one about the virus again, then I'll go to bed.
But my boy, you're growing weary, sleepy thoughts about your head.
Please, that one's my favourite. I promise just once more.
Okay, snuggle down, my boy, though I know you know full well. The story starts before then, in a world I once would dwell. It was a world of waste and wonder, of poverty and plenty, back before we understood why hindsight's 2020. You see, the people came up with companies to trade across all lands, but they swelled and got much bigger than we ever could have planned. We'd always had our wants, but now it got so quick. You could have anything you dreamed of in a day, and with a click. We noticed families had stopped talking. That's not to say they never spoke, but the meaning must have melted, and the work-life balance broke. And the children's eyes grew squarer, and every toddler had a phone. They filtered out the imperfections, but amidst the noise, they felt alone. And every day the skies grew thicker, till you couldn't see the stars. So we flew in planes to find them, while down below, we filled our cars. We'd drive around all day in circles. We'd forgotten how to run. We swapped the grass for tarmac, shrunk the parks till there were none. We filled the sea with plastic, because our waste was never capped, until each day when you went fishing you'd pull them out, already wrapped. And while we drank and smoked and gambled, our leaders taught us why. It's best to not upset the lobbies. More convenient to die. But then in 2020, a new virus came our way. The governments reacted and told us all to hide away. But while we all were hidden, amidst the fear and all the while, the people dusted off their instincts. They remembered how to smile. They started clapping to say thank you and calling up their mums. And while the car keys gathered dust, they would look forward to their runs. And with the skies less full of voyagers, the earth began to breathe, and the beaches bore new wildlife that scuttled off into the seas. Some people started dancing, some were singing, some were baking. We'd grown so used to bad news, but some good news was in the making. And so when we found the cure, and were allowed to go outside, we all preferred the world we found to the one we'd left behind. Old habits became extinct, and they made way for the new, and every simple act of kindness was now given its due.
But why did it take a virus to bring the people back together?
Well, sometimes you've got to get sick, my boy, before you start feeling better. Now lie down and dream of tomorrow, and all the things that we can do. And who knows, if you dream hard enough, maybe some of them will come true. We now call it the Great Realization. And yes, since then there have been many. But that's the story of how it started, and why hindsight's 2020.